Welcome to the Spicy Salsa Podcast, Episode 8. Yeah, it's been a little while since we've done one of these, and it's just me this time again, much like the Sonic episodes. But we'll get Josh back on eventually in some of these. But yeah, anyways, I just decided, you know what, maybe we should bring back the podcast a little bit. There's some of our more popular videos on our channel. Whoops. I hit a remote. I hope you don't mind the excess noise. But yeah, so hopefully I don't screw this up too bad. It's not going to be a super long one. And I'd first like to go over why we've been gone for so long, and I guess the answer is back when we first started this channel, which was June or July of 2017. Yeah, oh my god, it's almost been 2 years. But anyways, we were doing a Let's Play channel originally, and then I wanted to do some different things. The Yu-Gi-Oh videos, for example, like genealogy of the cards, that took forever. I'm still working on Packs of the Past, and I'm getting pretty close to being done with the first episode of that. It's probably going to be pretty long. But yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about it. The channel, Twitch has been going all right for me. I've been streaming a lot more. But yeah, we were basically, after we had started the channel, we decided to try our hands at Overwatch competitively, and we played in the Overwatch Open Division for the first 3 seasons. Yeah, the first 3 seasons, and it went all right. We were getting better, but some personal things happened in my life, and it was getting rough for me. So after we started that in December, did that for about a year, and it was just really hard to do that on top of YouTube videos at the same time, because you got to understand that even though Josh comes on the show with me, I do all of the tech stuff, the recording, the setup, the editing, the just getting him over here, the deciding the game, just anything and everything, that's all me. So, and I was the leader of that Overwatch team, so doing both of those was just way too much time, because I can't let my team down, and I had to make sure that we were winning and whatever. So we got really good at Overwatch. We're really good at it now, but our Overwatch career is just kind of over. We're not really focusing on that anymore, although I will still play Overwatch from time to time because I love Overwatch. But anyways, yeah, let's that's enough of that. So let's move on to, oh, actually, no, before I forget to mention, I did add the little, on the bottom left there, plugs. Obviously, you can tell where it says, it has the Twitch logo. You can follow me on Twitch, Brock O'Clock, the Twitter, at SpicySalsaGaming. You can also follow me at PharrellBrock. That's my personal, but, and then obviously, if you're watching this, so wherever you're watching this or seeing this stuff, because we are live streaming the podcast, so I'm actually streaming this live now for those on YouTube who don't know, much like I did with the Sonic Let's Play. I generally don't prefer to live stream the Let's Plays. The live streams are usually their own thing, but yeah, since I've been having issues, if you had seen my Sonic Adventure Let's Play, you would know that I've been having issues with the graphics card, which it's not allowing me to record. So the only way I can do it is through a live stream. But anyways, so yeah, now, it doesn't look pretty, it's fine, whatever. But yeah, I made some adjustments, and basically, if you haven't been on the podcast before, this is what'll happen when I'm ready to start talking about a subject, which will just be in a few moments. I'll click this little button here, and there we go. You'll just see my computer screen, and yeah, and we'll go over topics. I like to have the internet at my disposal, but I really don't. I know it's a podcast, but I like the visuals, right? And we did start doing this before we ended the podcast a long time ago, and I like my viewers to kind of be able to see what we're looking at here. And there was something I looked up for Twitch, or this is our first subject, which is old. Some of these subjects are old, but I haven't talked about them yet, so I understand they're not going to get a lot of views. That's fine, but I more so worry about just like the subject getting out there, in my opinion, and I enjoy doing that. So, yeah, and so if you're watching this on YouTube, I do post the full thing, but I split it up into sections. And if you're watching this on Twitch, you can always chime in and join in on the podcast as it's being recorded, which I always find fun. Of course, right now you can see, oh, I'm the only viewer. That's me, so that's not even someone else. But that's okay. Anyways, yeah, let's move on to our first subject, which when did this, well, you know what, we have, okay, so around November 15th, I don't know if that's the exact date, who broke the story, whatever, it was said in an interview with Game Informer, that PlayStation's not going to be at E3 this year, and this is something that I don't think I've ever mentioned it on the podcast, but I've certainly told numerous people, about it, about like the future of E3, where I think it's going, and the answer is I think it's going down south, if that makes any sense. As in, it's kind of worthless nowadays. Don't get me wrong, like, I still find, for the record, yeah, before I talk about this, I find E3 very fun. I love it when a big new game gets announced. It's been hyped. Everybody's been waiting for it, but it's not necessary, and that's the key here. Sony sees that. Nintendo saw it first, in my opinion, because even though they're at E3, they do the Nintendo Directs so that they don't have to waste money on like a venue to do their what's it called, press conference or whatever. And now Sony's getting in on that. So I think that in the future we're gonna see companies do things more often like Nintendo Directs. Like a Nintendo Direct, what is it in idea? Well, basically, like, instead of waiting till E3 or something, PSX or something every year, PSX, like the PlayStation Experience or whatever, in their case, or things like that, right? Conventions. Instead of waiting for that, Nintendo's just like, well, if we have good news to tell the people, let's just tell them. So they do it like, 4 times a year, and they round up as much like good things they have to report to the people as they can, and there you go. And then the E3 one usually is like a special one. So it's still special, but overall it's just more, news. And yeah, I think that in the age of the internet, when things are constantly being leaked, or it's more predictable, even though they have big game announcements and stuff, it's just so much money for these companies, and it's just so not necessary. Like this year, you can tell it feels like Sony didn't even try, because all the games that were there, just about that at Sony's, that is, were already announced. We knew they were coming. They didn't show much more. I mean, they showed some gameplay for them, which was really good. Like The Last of Us 2 or whatever. Holy shit, that's gonna be such a good game. And the rest of it was kind of just a show. They had the little, musical thing at the beginning. What was that? What was the only new game I can remember them showing is some samurai game. Here, let's type it in. Samurai game at PlayStation E3. That wasn't Sekiro, which looked awesome. Ghost of Tsushima. Ugh. Ghost of Tsushima. That's really, it's hard to say the ghost and then anyway, yeah. So that looked pretty awesome, granted too. But the point isn't that they didn't look awesome and that it wasn't kind of a fun show, but it was just exciting more in the sense like, look at that guy. Look at that guy. Look at his little face. More like it just wasn't necessary. Like, they could have done that in a Nintendo Direct style thing, and it would just been free. They just did it from home, record it, like a YouTube video or something, right? So, yeah, and so I think that I don't know if the answer is we're just not gonna have E3, right? Like, I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. I'm saying yeah and and because I'm just not really sure. But I did want to say, like, I think this means that Microsoft is gonna follow suit, because you don't have to have more money than your competition to be better than your competition, but it certainly helps. And Microsoft's gonna like take the same kind of idea from Nintendo and PlayStation, and I'm sure that now. Well, I will say this though. Pause for a minute. I will say this: Microsoft usually does their press conference from the Microsoft Theater, so that's like I don't know if that costs money for them, right? But they excuse me. That was my podcast yawn. Anyways, they do have to still rent out venue space and stuff in the E3, like the Los Angeles Convention Center or whatever it's called, right? To show off games and stuff, and that costs a lot of money. So there's other companies that aren't going to E3 or just never do for another thing, but yeah. But anyway, I guess that's really all I have to say on that subject. I don't have anything more about it. Really, though, I'm just saying that, like, I think that's where E3 is going. It's going to a place where it's like, companies don't really need it anymore. Is it going to go away completely? It might. I'm willing to bet that it probably will, actually, or at least it'll be changed in format in some way. Let me put it this way. It's either going away or it's going away in the way that we know it. So, yeah, that's really all I have to say on E3. And I want to shift to this for a minute. Speaking of E3 and things that are announced, Crackdown 3 comes out next month. It's currently January 10th. Let's see. Let's get the exact release date on that. Crackdown 3. And we'll type in release date. Oh, look, it's using Bing as the default. There you go. February 15th. I'm just going to say right now, like, I haven't seen a whole lot of Crackdown 3, but I think this is going to be the disappointment of the year. I think this game's going to suck. A couple reasons. So for the record, they do have gameplay. It's not like here, let's look it up right now. Oop, there's the channel. Although I don't know when the last time they've showed. Oh, I should probably gameplay. So they do have a gameplay trailer, and I do remember watching this. And I'm not going to show any of the gameplay because these are all from other sources, and I don't want to take their videos here, But so yeah, but just for the record, there is gameplay of it, but it's one of those things that I'm starting to question, right? Because it's one of those games that you look at the amount of times. Let's go on its wiki and see how many times it's been delayed. Some people probably I'd be willing to bet there's a lot of people out there who don't even remember this is a thing, and I certainly can tell you that, like, most people probably don't even know that this is coming out in 1 month. Whoa, 1 month right there, February 19th. So that's not good. They actually even have a section just for delays. Set to be released in 2016, changed to November 7th, 2017, then delayed. Yeah, it was supposed to come out with the Xbox. That's crazy. Delayed again, and then it got delayed again. So 4 times. Usually when that happens with games and they don't have new things to announce, you think it's canceled. You're just like, where the fuck is it? So I actually wasn't sure about Crackdown 3 until they showed it at E3 last year. And the thing that worries me is that the gameplay doesn't look great, but on top of the gameplay not looking great, like it looks fine, but it doesn't look new in any way. I think this is really bad for Microsoft. I think that their exclusives are already far and few between, and they're disappointing, like Sea of Thieves, which I enjoyed Sea of Thieves to an extent, but like it wasn't as great as we thought it would be, right? So like, what does Microsoft have for exclusive? They have Halo, they have Gears, and Forza. But other than that, they have games that, and then Sea of Thieves, I guess, and then Crackdown. Fable's nowhere to be found, and even if we did get a new Fable, I certainly don't care about it, but maybe, I don't know, maybe some people do. A lot of people like Fable, I don't. But I just feel like, yikes, this was your disappointment last year. And even though I thought it was all right, and I think that people still play it enough, and it didn't have a lot of content, but I think the concept was good. It was fun and new, at least. This really worries me for both Xbox and just the game itself. Like, I think that I just it's one of those things that, like, I haven't seen enough gameplay trailers from it, and they do have them. Like I said, the gameplay, they have it, but they haven't showed enough like really good gameplay trailers, not only to just entice me, but a lot of the trailers are just them like advertising Terry Crews, which is always fun. But you know what that makes me think? That makes me think that they're not confident enough in their own game. Even the gameplay trailer here has a, you know, like, oh, you play as Terry Crews. It's like, it makes me think they're not confident enough in their own game to show some really good gameplay aspects. Like, where is the really good gameplay? Go look up a Crackdown video, and you'll have to see, for example, because like I said, I'm not going to take any of these like YouTubers or articles, you know, I'm not going to take their footage or whatever, but I don't know. I really hope I'm wrong, because while I do have all the consoles, I sway a little bit more towards Xbox a lot. It depends on, I guess, what we're talking here. But in recent years I have. Let's go with that. And I want them to have good new exclusives. I like exclusives on console, but right now Sony dominates that. Well, and Nintendo does too, but Nintendo's exclusives are pretty much all the same that you usually get from Nintendo, with the exception of Splatoon, right? But I just think that, like, the second year in a row, probably the biggest, you know, most disappointing game is going to be another Xbox game. 2 years ago, it was probably No Man's Sky, right? So that was PlayStation's, and that wasn't great for them, but PlayStation was still able to fire back with so many good games last year. In exclusives like God of War, Last of Us 2 is coming, Horizon Zero Dawn, that might have been 2 years ago now, but then they had the DLC. I bought so many PlayStation exclusives last year. They had Nier was exclusive for a while. Neo an exclusive? I can't remember. Whatever. It doesn't matter. My point being that I'm extremely concerned for Crackdown 3, and I don't think it's going to do good. I think it's going to be the disappointment of the year. But anyways, that's all I have on Crackdown 3. I don't know what else to say. It was a very hyped game. I feel like a lot of the hype is gone, and I feel like a lot of the hype is gone for good reason. Here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that it's just Microsoft's not advertising it well. If that maybe that's what it is, or whoever's not advertising it well, Sumo Digital, who's a company that I like. They made I think they made one of the Sonic. Oh yeah, they make the Sonic racing games, which are fantastic. Here, let's go to their wiki. Sega Superstars Tennis, but yeah, Sonic Sega All-Stars Racing, and then Transformed, and I don't know if they're making Team Sonic Racing 2, and a couple Forza things here, even Forza 3. Like, they're a great company, but ooh, I don't know if it's because they're not advertising well or Microsoft's not, or it's just going to suck. But my money is on it's just going to suck. And Crackdown 2 sucked as well. It's not a super pristine series, in my opinion. But yeah, like I said, moving on. That's all I have to say about Crackdown. Let's shift over to something else that came out. Rather, this is old news. As I said before, the Spyro Reignited trilogy came out in. Now, when was that one? Because that one was delayed. November. Spyro Reignited Trilogy. And I just wanted to give some of my thoughts on it because, whoops, I hit the mic. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It came out. It was probably my most hyped game last year. I loved the first 3 Spyros growing up. I played all three the way through. Although I've never actually 100% or whatever it is, 110 or 113%, whatever it is, Spyro 3. I'm sorry if I'm shaking the mic too much too. It's in a really inconvenient spot when I do the podcast, but yeah, in Spyro 1 and 2 I did 100% when I was a kid, 110 whatever percent, 5,000% complete Spyro 2. So I beat it 9 million times. But November 13th, that's when it was. I took the days off of work for it even. Like, I was just so excited for this game. And I wanted to give some thoughts. Did it... Oh, wow. Sold less than... Huh, neat. Anyways, wanted to give some thoughts on it. Did I think it was good, better, worse, worth it? I guess the answer is a mix of a lot of things. I think, first of all, overall, I think it's phenomenal. Like, I had so much fun playing through the first and the second game again. I still haven't beat the third one again. I've live streamed it a ton, so you might have, I don't know if you saw me on Twitch playing it. I didn't have my microphone for a lot of that because I was still getting back into the streaming and testing things and whatever. So, yeah, but I played a absolute fuck ton of Spyro on Twitch, and I think that graphically it's phenomenal. The controls are the best improvement in all 3 games. They're amazing. And Spyro 1 in particular has the most improvements, of course, out of all of them. It just looks and feels, and the dragons are all unique. Like, it's big improvements there. The thing with Spyro 2 and 3, especially 2, is I don't feel like they needed a lot of improvements, right? So there is other than graphics, but there is like that feeling of like, wow, Spyro 1 feels like a huge jump, and then Spyro 2 and 3 feel like less of a huge jump. But they thought of everything here. Like, if you're a hardcore Spyro fan, if there's things that you can, they got all the voice actors back consistently. If you want to use the original music from Stuart Copeland, this guy right here, they have that in the game. They have this like dynamic music thing where it's like when you're running, it plays this little drum thing while they do the remixed versions of the songs. So the thing is, you can't really bitch about the remix versions of songs, and some of them are good, are really good. A lot of them are actually, because they have the old ones too. The number one thing I really wish they did was they did the Halo CE and Halo 2 remake thing where you could hit the back button and it would switch to the old graphics. But I know that PlayStation games are a lot harder to like emulate, so that would have been a little bit more difficult than like doing it with Halo, because Halo, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe that with Halo CE and the Halo 2 anniversary they did built from the ground up. These were built from the ground up, if I remember correctly. So I can understand why they didn't have that. Still kind of sucks, because that would have been so cool, like this picture, like to just hit the back button and be like, wow, look wow, look at that looks so much older. But no, you can't do that. So, but the levels are fantastic. Anybody that was like worried about this is why I hate outrage from before things come out. I'm gonna go off topic for a moment. Like, remember when like this game was perfect? It was so perfect, and then the one knock on it, right? Was sorry, I'm typing and talking at the same time. The one knock on it was like that it was gonna be like not multi-disc, but you had to have the disc, or you had to, what was it? 2 and 3 were not going to be on disc. Only Spyro 1 was, so you had to download those, and you couldn't play 2 and 3 if you were offline or whatever. And it's just like, there was a lot of people who were like, I'm canceling my pre-order. And it's like, fine, fuck you, go cancel your pre-order. That's not a huge deal. I know it sucks, but that is not a huge deal. It caused an outrage. That's what I don't like. If people would just like complain like, oh man, that kind of sucks, like, because I can't play 2 or 3 now. There is going to be some people who don't have the online and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's a legit complaint, but I just don't think it was worth outrage. And now that the game's come out, you don't hear any of that shit. All that's gone because, first of all, it was phenomenal. Like, seriously, I would put this, for me personally, I'd have to think about it harder, and I usually do this, but I haven't thought about what my game of the year is. But this might be it, even though it's a remake, and not even just the biasness, like, it's just really well built. Like, the whole game, it holds up so well, and everything looks better. Like, you know, at first I saw Ripto, and I was like, oh god, he went from that to that? No, he's great. He's great in the game. I will say, I don't remember who said this. Maybe it was Kedikarus on YouTube. I did watch a video, and they said something about the voice acting is a little bit more generic at times. I think it was his like top 10 things he didn't like about Spyro Reignited. So watch that video and watch that point he makes. He makes it a lot better than I could. I do agree with that. I thought some of the voices were in Spyro 1. In the original trilogy on the PlayStation, the voices sometimes felt ridiculous. Like, yeah, God, you'll have to watch that. He explains it better. But basically, like, when you hear the robots, it sounds like a person trying to be a robot, and it's well done though. The voice acting is still well done in the original trilogy, right? So in Spyro 2, like, you hear a robot, and he's like, it sounds like a person going ah beep boop bop, and it's silly, but it's not bad. It works really well for Spyro. It's kind of goofy and charming, but in the new ones, they just go for like actual robot sounds like robot, which I guess makes more sense, especially in that context. But yeah, it doesn't. It lost its charm. It makes it less memorable. Or like if you see a character with a cowboy hat, you know he's gonna sound like yeehaw. Like it's not fantastic, but it's whatever. You know, that's nitpicking. This is one of those games that, like, if you complain about it, it's pretty much nitpicking or nostalgia goggles, right? Because, yeah. Some people complained that the skeleton in the Bados, or the, what's it called? The Skelos Badlands. I called it Bados. Level in Spyro 2, like, when he dances, he like flosses and the song is different, and I was like, yeah, flossing, that shit's annoying. I know, I hate seeing it everywhere, but whatever. Like, it's 2018, so I got it. Like, you know, it's like, it was still charming and funny. Whatever. A lot of nitpicking. That's all it is, because otherwise it's fantastic. Other than the speed levels and a lot of the glitches in Spyro 3, which clearly is the one that they tested the least, and is probably why they delayed the game more so than the whole, like, you have to download 2 and 3 thing. Because look up a video on, like, why the speed, what are they called? the levels where you have to fly around and like get through the rings and whatever those are called, the speedways. Look up why like those kind of suck in Spyro 3 specifically. There is a good valid argument there as to why they're worse now. Although not unplayable, but they are worse. And then the glitches. But yeah, other than that, Spyro Reignited is phenomenal. Everybody should play it. I work at a retail store, and whenever parents or whoever comes up and asks like what I recommend game wise, I'm like, I always say like Spyro Reignited Trilogy, because it's 3 games. They're all phenomenal. They are old school, but I don't care if you're a kid, a teenager, or an adult. You can enjoy them. They're not overly hard. They're not like a huge investment. You know, like when I play The Last of Us, it feels like, man, if I play The Last of Us, I'm gonna be playing this for a long time. You know, I don't feel like I can just hop in and hop out because I'm gonna forget some of the story, and then I feel like I got to start over. Whatever. They don't feel like an investment. So this is a phenomenal game, and if you haven't played the Reignited Trilogy, go and do that. So, all right. So let's shift over now to some Smash Bros. Does that sound good? Smash Bros. And Persona also announced last month at the Game Awards, which I did watch. Mortal Kombat was announced there. Mortal Kombat 11. A lot of games coming out this week too. By the way, a lot of good games. Gaming is just great right now. This week alone, we got Hitman HD Collection. I don't personally care about that, but I know a lot of people do. Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story remake coming out for the Switch. Or is that the Switch? The 3DS? 3DS. Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe and Tales of Vesperia remake. I'm gonna get that one at some point. But yeah, anyways. So yeah, a lot of good game announcements. Saw the Game Awards. A lot of games coming out this week and soon. Dead or Alive got delayed a little bit. That's okay. Sonic Team Racing coming out. And yeah, but anyways, so that's off topic. Joker and Smash, and Joker from Persona 5, which if anybody watched the channel, and I don't know how much I've mentioned it on the channel, but look at Dad. So cool. And the video was cool too. Like, watch the trailer, how they have like the Mario and Donkey Kong in the Persona 5 like opening kind of looking thing. It's great. But yeah, and so he's coming. It was a big surprise. It was kind of out of nowhere. I always thought it would be cool, but I was like, oh, Nintendo wouldn't go like that far. And I see where they're going with this, and we'll get to this picture here. It's fucking yeah. Anyways, if you played Persona, you'll get that. That's funny. But now that he's announced, it makes me wonder who's next. Now, I will say that since his announcement, it's January 1st. I don't know when this happened, but there was a leak. So spoilers, before I type this in, spoilers, because it's possible these leaks have credibility to them. So skip or just pause the video now, stop it, or if you don't want to see the possible, because we're going to go over that in a minute. But real quick, before I click that little button there, and I'll warn you, I think that it's awesome that Persona's come this far to the point where it's seen as a credible game to be put in a game like Smash Bros. I started playing Persona with Persona 3 Portable. I technically played it earlier, and I always wanted to play it, but I never had my own copy. So Persona 3 Portable was the first one I finally got, and I was hooked. It was the first game ever, and this was at a time where games were impressing me less. But Persona 3 Portable, I was waiting. I could not wait because I was like, wow, I'm going to have my own Persona game finally. I saw my friends play 3 and 4, and I wanted to have my like own social links and do the story my way and whatever. And so I waited for so long, and then it got like a slight, like a 1-day delay or something. I can't remember because I thought it came out the next day. They had a countdown clock on their website. I looked at it like every day. I shit you not. And this was for months. on the Persona 3 Portable website. I wonder if that's still up, by the way. Portable website. Sorry if the mic is bumping a lot. Oh, it is. Oh, so cool. But yeah, so I don't. Does anybody put their actual birthday on these things? And yeah, so I remember. Yeah, it's so fucking cool. Oh, the music. Oh, and that song. I was so excited. I'm gonna turn the song off, but that's the opening to Persona 3 Portable. And yeah, this was the website. I was so fucking excited. I'm so off topic again, but Persona gets me so fucking excited. You have no idea. Like it's okay. Stop the music. I remember like looking at all the characters. I'm like, I don't know anything about these people. I can't wait. Like I'm gonna date this person or something. Like whatever. I'm gonna be friends with Junpei. He leveled up. Whatever. This is weird though. It has a. What's this countdown clock? Is it just till... I guess maybe the countdown clock reset, but I remember seeing this. I looked at it all the time, and I had the website up. But, back to this. So, Persona has a long, like, emotional history with me. It was at a time when games didn't impress me. Persona 3 Portable impressed the shit out of me. I played that for 72 hours, not all 72 hours, but like 3 days straight. I shit you not. I was at the 11th boss shadow, which if you know Persona, there's 12. That's pretty far into the game. By the third day, alls I did for those 3 days, because I had no school, I think it came out in the summer. I can't quite remember. But whatever. And alls I did was I played the game, went to sleep, woke up, played the game, ate while I played the game because it's a portable game, and I did that for 3 days straight. And then after my third day, my friends were like, "Hey, I thought we were gonna like play Persona at the same time together. What happened?" I was like, I was so invested. I didn't want to talk to anybody because I just wanted to see that story. Like it was insane, and not a lot of people, knew about Persona at the time still, although it was getting there. And then of course there was the fighting games after that. So then Persona's really taken off, and now 5 is pretty big compared to all the other ones, at least. There's still a lot of people who are like, I haven't played it, but they know what it is. No, back then they didn't know what it was. Now they know what it is. It's great that in this period of time, Persona's finally got what it deserves. A spot in Smash Bros. is in my opinion, that's a very high honor. I always say the rules to Smash Bros. Characters, adding them in, and this will lead into the leak here. So sorry for getting off topic with this. Ugh, so excited. Anyways, the rules for them adding Smash Bros. Characters is they have to be seen as a legend in the gaming industry, but with some kind of history to Nintendo. I had 3 big rules. The exception, and this is rule number 2, the exception is advertisements, right? So Fire Emblem, although it does have a big history with Nintendo, so you could argue that, Fire Emblem is, when they were releasing after Awakening came out, and they added a couple characters from that, and then they had like more, and there were so many fucking Fire Emblem characters, and now they have another Pokemon, Incineroar, or whatever. That's all because of advertisements. They're so even though you could argue like, well, Corrin, right, isn't really a legend, correct? Like, but they put Corrin in because the new Fire Emblem games were coming out. Once again, if it's third party, it has a history with Nintendo. Bayonetta is now Nintendo's. Mega Man is still not Nintendo's, but has a history with them. Sonic, well, obviously being the first, along with Snake, third party. Now, Snake was a little bit of an exception, but I will say that a lot of people enjoyed like Metal Gear Solid 2 or whatever on the GameCube, and Kojima just kind of, yeah. So he's a little bit of a stretch to the rule, just a little bit. But overall, Joker doesn't necessarily fit any of that. He's been a PlayStation exclusive for the most part. there's Persona Q on the 3DS, but the main games, PlayStation exclusives, right? And such like that. So he kind of breaks that rule, and that led me to think like, oh my God, if they got Joker, like what are they gonna do next? And because my thinking, like my rules, my 3 rules, repeating them, they have to be a legend, and then 2, if they are third party, they relate to Nintendo, and then 3, I can never, I can't even remember my own rules. I just said it a moment ago. But yeah, my point is he breaks those rules, right? Like people ask, like, why is Shovel Knight not in it? I'm like, because he's not really. Now they did add him as an assist trophy, but he's not really a legend yet. Okay, he's still new. Now, once again, Joker is new, so I will say that in his case, yeah, he's new. But Persona itself's been around for a long time. So they just have to have something that represents Persona, and he just makes the most sense. Like, they could have used any of the MCs from the games, but he's the newest one, so advertising. Oh, my 3rd rule, advertising. So, hang on, I'm going to get these down. A legend who relates to Nintendo, if it's third party, they have to have a history with Nintendo. And then the exceptions to both of those in the 3rd rule, advertising. If they're advertising something. Splatoon, pretty new, but it's Nintendo exclusive, advertising. You could almost even argue that for Bayonetta, although it was third party, but now it's kind of Nintendo's, whatever. So those are 3 rules. Joker kind of breaks those rules a little bit, and I'm thinking like, oh wow, then that's why it was such a big shock, right? Because we're even though if you'd never thought of those 3 rules in your head, those are the things that we're subconsciously used to seeing at this point. So when we finally got Mega Man, that was a pretty big surprise, but once again, we're like, okay, he has a history with Nintendo and Sonic's there. So that's not a huge surprise. It was awesome when they announced it, but it wasn't a huge surprise. That's why, like, I'm like, okay, anybody saying that we're going to get like Geno, who I know people have wanted for a long time, we're not getting Geno. First of all, he's already a sticker or a spirit now, and Nintendo's going bigger than that. They're going all out for these DLC characters, or at least all out in the sense that it makes sense. I don't know how far they'll go. I don't think they'll go to like Sony and Microsoft and ask for some of their characters, right? But they're certainly reaching out to other companies. I think these are mostly going to be third party. Now, I've made you wait long enough, and once again, for those who don't possibly want to see these, I'm going to click this button, and we're going to go into the possible leaks. So if you don't want to see the leaks, pause the video now, whatever, leave, if anybody's even watching, because I'm going to go into those, and we're going to see, like, if these kind of make sense, they make sense within my rules, or breaking the rules even, because now those rules are kind of out of there. So, okay, here we go, and 3, 2, 1, boom. Oh, those are pictures. So, let's see. I don't know where we can find this, but I have seen it. The possible list of the new Smash characters. Okay, I see a couple here. So, this was leaked. It was reported by Polygon. I'm obviously on IGN's website right now. Who's also so they're saying it's the person who leaked the Persona 5 R. I don't know if you or whatever, which they were right about. That is a thing, by the way. So one of them was Dragon Quest Erdrick. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but now that one kind of makes sense to me. I just want to show you a picture. How do you spell it? Erdrick. Hang on. What's your name? Erdrick. That's a weird name. Which is this guy, right? Pretty sure. I don't know if there's a difference between all these. I don't play a lot of Dragon Quest, but I'm like, this kind of makes sense. I think that would be cool. I think it fits really well. I have played a little bit of Dragon Quest, specifically playable in Dragon Quest 3. He's a reoccurring hero, so that helps because it's like if they, Fire Emblem, a big character's like Tiki, right? Tiki's in like all the Fire Emblem games and whatever. So, I think that makes a lot of sense. I think it's kind of neat. Dragon Quest has been around for a long time. It does have a bit of a history with Nintendo, so a lot of that stuff makes sense. This one doesn't break the rules too much. It's not as surprising as Joker, in my opinion. I almost wonder if they should have saved Joker for last, if these leaks are true, because based on the leaks, I'm like, a lot of these aren't super... They kind of fit the rules. Ryu from Ninja Gaiden, he's another one. Fits the rules. They had a history with Nintendo, with the original 3 being exclusives on Nintendo on the NES. They were super hard, great games. And by Ryu, if you don't know, Ryu Hayabusa. This guy. But they'll probably use like the old school. I don't know if that's like a legit artwork or a fan one or what. It looks legit, but the old school Ryu looked a little bit more like that. Let's see if I can find a original Ninja Gaiden. I'm just trying to give you a good visual representation. No, whatever. I'm not finding nothing. The girl. Yeah, something like this. I don't know what type of Ryu they'd use, if they use like a newer looking, like, from the Xbox 3D games onward, or if they'll use the old school. My best guess is they would do a more old school, like Simon Belmont or whatever. But that kind of makes sense to me. So I think that kind of follows the rules a little bit once again. Now this does not. And I will... Oh, wow. Okay, hang on. I haven't even seen this part. That highlight. We'll get to that. I was talking to a friend about this a while back, and I had mentioned that because these rules are broken, are they going to go get like Kratos and Master Chief just to have one representation from the others? Because you see that these companies get along a lot more often than we think. And even though they are competition, it still feels more friendly a lot of the time, right? But now, based on these leaks, there's no Master Chief or nothing, but I haven't seen this. Now, I have seen that Steve from Minecraft was one of the leaks. It would make sense to include Alex as another, like, skin or an Echo character or whatever. They said there's not going to be any Echo characters, though, so it would probably just be a skin. I mean, why would she be different anyway? It's the same thing. This one would be surprising if it's true, because... And not surprising from the standpoint that, like, once again, Joker opened the doors. He broke the rules, so now nothing is too surprising, but it's still surprising in the sense, like, oh, they went and got another big surprise. Now, these are all, by the way, these are all great choices. But now, I really have to look up Steve from Minecraft. I feel like everybody knows, but just for the sake of having the visual. Obviously Steve from Minecraft is this guy, he's now he kind of fits. It's weird. It's certainly weird, but he kind of fits Smash Bros a little bit, right? And, oh, did I lose my page here? I looked it up on the wrong thing. Yeah, but he fits Smash Bros well enough. I think it would be cool. I know there's going to be a lot of people who are like, oh, Minecraft, really? But come on, Minecraft's so big now. Like, Minecraft is... Even if you don't consider it legendary yet, which I do, because it's like, come on, that thing started as an indie game. Look where Minecraft is at. You can't stop hearing about Minecraft. If it's a series you can't stop hearing about, how could it not be in Smash Bros? Unless, once again, of course, it's just, from like Sony's game or something like that. But I think that's huge. But yeah, so anyways, that's him. That would kind of break the mold. And then the fourth and the final one would be the Marine from Doom, which once again, he kind of fits a palette swap of the Doom 64 version of Doom guy. Oh, that'd be fucking cool. Yeah, I'm so excited for these. There is a new Doom game coming out. I don't know. They probably won't really they're probably not really advertising for them. Okay, so per Gear Nuke, the same 5-channel user reportedly claimed in a separate post that Rayman and Heihachi from Tekken would be DLC instead of Ryu and Doom Guy. I gotta say, so there's a couple rumors that got leaked. The one I wasn't aware of this either. I'm just reading this part now. I don't think that's true. I think Rayman fits really well. I think maybe he should have been in it anyways, but he's already a spirit at this point. Just no. And Heihachi, don't do that. I like Tekken. I love Tekken. No, that would be very disappointing, I think. But these are all very good if they're true. I hate that it got leaked because Joker was a huge surprise. But we're looking at it now and whatever. It is what it is. Now, having the Master Chief skin, that's a nice little touch, right? Like, we're like, okay, we didn't get Master Chief, but he doesn't fit the greatest compared to, like, Steve from Minecraft. By the way, that is Microsoft's property. Like, so that's why it would be such a big deal. But Nintendo's been, like, working with Minecraft, right? And like, you can cross-play Minecraft, the Xbox version, with the Nintendo version and such like that. So, I don't know. Let me know, like, what you guys think of these leaks. If you think they're credible. If you think if they are credible, are they like good characters that you want or like you've been looking for? Because I think they're great. Like, none of these are my favorite games except Persona. But like, I didn't play a lot of Dragon Quest. I didn't play a lot of Ninja Gaiden. I've played some Minecraft and I've played some Doom. So I've played some of each of these, not a lot. And But my thing with Smash Bros. Is I just like to see the roster feel like a Hall of Fame. And I think these would be great additions to the quote-unquote Hall of Fame. Like, yeah, all that kind of makes sense to me. We'll see. The Grinch leak has taught us one thing. Don't believe the leaks, okay? We'll wait and find out. But it's still fun to speculate. And this is the best list of speculation based on a leak, but speculation nonetheless that we've gotten so far that I've seen. There was one article even saying, like, this isn't valid because, I don't know if I'd find it again, but this isn't really that valid because Gino's not on there, and it's more than likely Gino's. And I'm like, no, you don't understand what they're doing. Like, once Joker was there, they're not going for Gino's, okay? They're not going for, you know what I mean? Like, they're going for outside sources at this point. They're not going to be Nintendo characters, probably. They're going to be huge surprises. Gino's just not that surprising. And to be honest, like, how many people... I know a ton of people do want him. I don't know why. Is he really a Hall of Famer? Whatever. That's a story for another day. I would argue Shovel Knight deserves it more than him, and I didn't think he should have been in it either. But anyways, yeah. So that's my thoughts. Has it been an hour? Just about. That was a big segment. So if you don't like big segments, I apologize. But I had a lot to say there. There's a lot going on with Smash Bros. The Persona thing, I got a little distracted. But Persona gets me so excited. Don't even get me started on Persona because I'll be there for hours talking about it. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for coming back to the oh my god, I don't even remember the name. The Spicy Salsa podcast episode 8 is coming to a close here. I will say that because I'm short on time, the two topics I didn't get to, Yoshi's Crafted World, maybe we'll go over that next time. But one thing I do want to talk about next time, because there was an interview recently, Iizuka-san from Sega had mentioned that he's interested in doing a Sonic Adventure remake. So that one, if we do the episode 9 here soon, I would love to talk about that more in depth. But anyways, thanks for all 0 people on Twitch. I had a couple of viewers for a little bit there, though. Exciting! But yeah, thanks for anybody who did watch on Twitch. Thanks for, if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to follow me on Twitch. I'm almost to 50. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow me on Twitter. You can also follow me at PharaohBrock. You see the little, I'm like chasing it down. See the little guy here, for at SpicySalsaGaming. That's our official one. And yeah, that's everything. And thank you for watching. And I'll hopefully see you next time, and we'll have some new Let's Plays going up. So thank you very much.